Okay, what you're saying, people, and welcome back to another live stream. Now, before we get into this, make sure you follow me on my Telegram channel. I left a link to that in the live chat and also the description below. So you're posting a lot of different trading setups there throughout the week, and you don't be missing out on that. So make sure you go check that out. But like I said, another live stream, going to talk you through what's happening in the charts today and see if you've got any opportunities coming our way. So first up, we've got AUD/USD. As you can see for this pair, again, we had a bit of a false breakout there. Price was looking very bullish at one point, breaking past that resistance. It was acting as support, but as you can see, this big strong bearish candle broke us back below, and right now we're trading in a little bit of a range here for AU. So we got that nice support there, which gave us move to the upside, and we also got that resistance there. So price is kind of just stuck in between those two levels there, so it just depends which way price wants to break out to. We could see a movement to the downside for AU, a break of that support, and see price really take off back to the downside, where this level could be where price wants to come and go and test. As you can see, a really strong push to the upside there, a lot of momentum found in that area of the market, so it could be seeing a push to the downside, test that area, and then see a push back up. Or if you do see a break again back above that resistance, that could be the breakout that takes us back to the highs again for AUD/USD, back to this level all the way up there. As you can see, we haven't quite reached it yet. So price came back in. Now I'll just start between those two levels of resistance and support and just see which way price wants to move, because again, not very clear price action there on the 4H. Hourly, again, we had a big push to the upside, price came back down. So again, a lot of indecision here on AUD/USD, and just stuck between two key levels. So just need to see which one will break first and which way price will head into. EUR/USD looking very bearish. We're coming into that same support that I was talking about on the daily time frame. So again, we've got the daily chart here, we've got previous support there, false breakout there, price broke below, back above, and now is testing that same support again. So if that support holds, could see another push to the upside for EUR/USD. However, if it does break, I think EUR/USD could be on its way back down to the previous lows, all the way down here, or potentially even further, maybe testing that 1.9 area, which lines up with this sort of area here in the market. So really nice resistance there, will be turned support. So we could be seeing some new lows for EUR/USD if we do get past this support there on the daily. Again, as you can see, we're looking very bearish here on the 4H anyway. So it looks like we do have the momentum needed to go and break through that support. Might see a bit of retrace first, however, because again, very bearish candles here in the market. Could be looked to see some retrace first before we continue to the downside here for EUR/USD, but overall looking very bearish, testing a very key level support. So again, need to see how that closes, and again, probably will have to wait for a daily close to make that judgment whether we've broken through that support or not, because on the 4H we could get a close below it and then see the next candle take us back above, and in that case we just had a false breakout there. So a daily close below that level could probably take us to 1.9. If we do see some rejection and then push back up, it could mean that price is going to be holding that support and actually see price reverse back to the upside potentially for EUR/USD. So a key support, just going to see how that reacts. USD/JPY looking very bullish as of yesterday. As you can see, a very key level here in the market. Again, if I jump to the hourly and I move this across, you can see really nice support there, broke and have a really strong move to the downside. Retested that again as resistance, got back above it, nice push to the upside, tested it again as support, and as you can see from there, we took off to the upside for USD/JPY. So overall, still looking very bullish for this pair. As you can see, taking out that previous swing high. So again, this is where we saw a really strong move to the downside. Price just broke straight through that level and is creating some higher highs there in the market for USD/JPY, and again had a really nice daily close above that. So could be seeing some retrace now for this pair, since we're just creating some new highs. I think we are tapping into this resistance here in the market. So as you can see here, resistance there sent us to the downside. We are testing that area again, so could be seeing a bit of retrace to the downside for USD/JPY, but nonetheless we are still looking quite bullish here in the market. A bit of price action overnight at the 4H, but overall, as you can see on the hourly time frame, kind of moving a bit choppy, a bit messy there. Hard to work out which way the price wants to go. But overall, big push, could be seeing some retrace. And if you go and take up the level that price is currently at, we could see USDJPY continue a lot further to the upside, because at that point we could be seeing an actual bullish trend on the higher time frames for USDJPY for the long term. So that could be what's happening for this pair. But so far, still looking quite bullish, and potentially could actually see another push to the upside unless we start to get some reversal candles coming back down here on the hourly chart, because right now all of this is just a bit of indecision here on the lower time frame. So could be seeing some retrace for USDJPY, but overall still looking bullish for that pair. Next, going to take a look at USD CAD. So USD CAD, big push to the upside. We found this support area here in the market. As you can see, a lot of momentum came to the upside. Was expecting to see a little bit of a bounce there. So again, we came to test that area, price held, and we saw a really nice push to the upside for USDJPY back above that previous support there. So again, this will be acting as support. So I think USD CAD could see a nice push to the upside, maybe back to this resistance here in the market if we continue that swing. Might see a bit of retrace first, however, after again a nice push to the upside, could see retrace back into this level for support, and then see the continuation back to the upside, maybe come to test this area here. Again, really nice level of resistance, support, resistance again, so really key level that the market is respecting really well. So could be seeing maybe a retrace into this area, and then price comes and tests that as resistance again, and maybe at this point we could be actually be seeing a bit of a reversal for USD CAD, because again this could be maybe a double bottom here on the daily. Again, test the support once, testing it twice, and could give us a double bottom and see price really take off to the upside for USD CAD. But again, more long term right now, could be seeing a bit of retrace for this pair, and then might see a continuation if we hold at this support. Next, going to take a look at GPUSD. So GPUSD, again, moving quite choppy for this pair. Overall, it looks like it's retracing, as you can see on the hourly. Big strong move to the upside, big strong move to the downside, and then another one back to the upside. Price rolled over finally, and now it's looking like it's testing this support here. Previous resistance turned support. So if this holds, could actually see another push to the upside for GPUSD. If we do hold that previous resistance, now turn support, then we could actually take off back to the upside, because again, overall GPUSD is still in a very bullish trend. As you can see here in the market, just continue making those higher highs and those higher lows. So difficult to sell this one for the long term, especially if you want to hold on to the trade, because again, price does have the tendency just to take a U-turn at the previous level. So again, previous resistance now turns support. Price could actually find support here and actually go and create some new highs for GPUSD, because again, in the long term, monthly, weekly charts still very bullish on this pair. So need to watch out for that. Previous resistance and support could actually send us back up. If you get below it, we might be coming back down to this area here. As you can see, we found support here in the market. Had a really nice injection to the upside. So if we get back below that area, that's probably where we're going to go ahead to for GPUSD. At that point, we could be seeing a deeper retrace for this pair, because again, we've been very bullish for long term. So could be seeing a longer retracement. But so far still looking bullish, and just needs to see how it reacts with that level there, whether we break through it or we see price hold and get a larger move to the upside. Next, take a look at GPJPY. So similar for this pair. As you can see, this is a key level here. If I jump to the weekly, where I said price, I think price is probably going to go ahead to. As you can see, we almost hit there in the market. We almost hit there for GPJPY. Come to that really nice area of resistance all across here. Almost tested it, missed it, not well, by a few pips really. As you can see, this is the daily chart as well. 4 hourly, almost tested that area, but again, we're getting into that vicinity where we could be seeing GBJPY starting to take a bigger, a larger breather, because again, you can see on the daily moving very, very choppy, then just gradually gains momentum and took off to the upside. So GBJPY is very overextended to the upside and is due some retrace. And now that we're coming close to this area here on the weekly chart, where you can see we've been seeing major rejections from this level, we could be seeing a nice rejection for GBJPY soon. And again, it's coming to that area where you do expect to see price retrace on the higher time frame. So could actually see a push maybe into this level here for GBJPY. We're back below this resistance here in the market. So previous resistance there, false breakout, back below the area, could be seeing a movement into that support there, and potentially if you break through that level could go a lot further and see price maybe test this level here, which is kind of where we were starting at the week. And as you can see, since this week started, price just took off to the upside, so could actually see price come back down and retest this area here and see price come and test where the week started off, really, because again, very big push to the upside, coming to a key weekly area. Could be seeing some retrace now for GBJPY. Let's take a look at GPAUD. So for GPAUD for this pair, if I jump to the 4H again, very choppy here. As you can see, we kind of had a bit of a false breakout out of this resistance here in the market. So again, really key level of resistance, false breakout. Might see a push to the downside for GPAUD because of that false move there in the market. So could see maybe a push to that support. We do have a bit of this counter trend line here in the market. So if you see a break of that, could actually see a move back into this support here for this pair. And if you do see a break of that trend line back into that support, then you do have the possibility of maybe breaking through that and creating some lower lows there for this pair. But if you do get back above that area, it might mean that price is on its way back to the highs again, around 1.8, and might actually see a push higher than that. But overall, price is still respecting this trend line, and as long as we respect that trend line, could actually see another push to the upside. But if we don't and we see a break of the trend line, could mean price is coming back down to this support down here and potentially even further and create some lower lows in the market. Euro JPY starting to turn bearish again. As you can see, we've had a big push to the upside for this pair. Again, on the hourly, you can see big push to the upside, got back below this area of resistance, and from then we've been looking very bearish for Euro JPY. So again, you can see on the daily coming back down, did have the previous resistance around here. So if you could get back below that area, this big move to the upside could just be a really nice false breakout, and actually could see price come all the way back down to 125, this key support here, which sent price to the upside. So if you do get back below that area, could actually be seeing a move back into this area here from a daily point of view, because again, the 4 is looking quite bearish, and if that momentum does continue, could see price really take off to the downside for Euro JPY. However, might see a bit of retrace first before that happens. As you can see in the hourly, looking very bearish, could be seeing some retrace first before that happens, but I do think Euro JPY could be seeing a bigger move to the downside for that pair. CAD JPY, again, another JPY pair, but not moving as well as Euro JPY. Again, big push to the upside, as having a tough time trying to work its way back down. I do think we'll probably see a push to the downside for CAD JPY. Look to retrace this big push here to the upside. We could see another push, that is still possible, because again, on the higher time frame, we are still bullish for this pair, so it could see another push to the upside because of that. But I think you probably see a breather here for CAD JPY. Do have a bit of a trend line here in the market, as you can see, initially test there, second, third. So a break of that trend line could take us to the downside and come and test this area here in the market. Previous resistance will be turned support, so it could see a nice drop to the downside here for CAD JPY if you do manage to break that trend line. However, if you do hold off it, could actually see a move back into the highs and maybe even create a higher high potentially. Euro GBP still looking very bearish here on the 4H, but we are coming to this 0.87 area, which I've been talking about here. If I jump to the weekly, so again, you can see in the weekly, you can see where we are in the market. Really key level of support. We saw a nice injection to the upside, so it could be seeing a push to the upside now for Euro GBP. We could potentially see a false breakout, maybe just a sharp move to the downside and then a move back up again, so that is still possible. But I think we could be seeing a big movement to the upside now for Euro GBP soon, since we are tapping into that 0.7 area. So a key level on the daily and the weekly time frames, and could be seeing a big push to the upside. So I think this downtrend is probably going to reverse soon here for Euro GBP. We could see one last push, maybe just a wick below it, so we might see one last push, but I reckon the bigger move is still to the upside now for Euro GBP, tapping into a really key area of support in the higher time frames, and it is quite likely we could be seeing price to reverse in that area. Next one, take a look at GPNZD. So GPNZD is starting to look bullish now. As you can see, we're starting to break out of this consolidation here for GPNZD. We're creating those higher lows and higher highs. So you can see we held that support there, gave us a higher low, and price just shot to the upside yesterday. So GPND still looking very bullish here, getting above that area of resistance here. It looks like it is holding, so it could be seeing a bit of retracement, but I do think GPND could be on its way back up to 1.94 and seeing a bigger move to the upside again from a daily point of view. 1.94 is around this area here in the market, so could be seeing a bigger push and just could be looking to ride the move to the upside off the retraces back down. So I think we could be seeing a bit of retracement to start off for GPNZD, but could be seeing price hold around this area here, prior resistance turn support, then see price take off to the upside again for this pair. So I think we could be on our way back to the highs again for GPNZD after this retrace, as long as we hold at that area and see price look bullish again. And I think we're probably going to head all the way up to 1.94 for GPNZD. Next, going to take a look at ADJPY. Now, ADJPY, again, another JPY pair, but for this one, again, kind of just moving sideways. We've had a really big push to the upside recently, as you can see on the daily. We were always trading back here. In the past few days, we were taking off to the upside and create some new highs here for this pair. So, again, could be seeing some retrace now after that big push. Again, price action not very clear, moving sideways, a lot of indecision here. Which either means two things. Either we're going to see a nice movement to the downside after seeing price have a big push, consolidation breaks to the downside, or we see a push, consolidation, and price breaks to the upside. So again, a 50-50, you could see another push back up, creating some higher highs, because again, overall uptrend, but we could see some retracement now after this consolidation and see price break out to the downside. So again, 50-50, either way could happen. Again, on the hourly, you can see even better. We're just really just consolidating here. So it just depends which way price wants to break out to. Quite hard to guess, because again, price is very overextended here. So you would expect some retracement, but then we could easily see another push higher, just because again, we're still in a very, very bullish market here on the daily time frame. So I'm not going to try and guess that one just yet for ADJPY. So we start to see some clearer price action there, but overall, price is kind of stalled, just moving sideways here for ADJPY. Next, we're going to take a look at GBP CAD. So for GBP CAD, we created some new highs recently. As you can see, big push to the upside, primary resistance there, came back down, create some new highs, closed above, now trading back below. I still think there's further room to the upside for GBP CAD. Just because of the higher time frames, look like they're starting to trend to the upside now. We do have this trend line here keeping us in this uptrend, so could be seeing a bit of retracement back into that trend line potentially, and then see the continuation back to the upside for GBP CAD. But if you do get back below this area, it could mean that GBP CAD is going to see a bigger swing to the downside. In that case, we could be coming back to this support here, which is where the correcting has kind of started, or we can see a push all the way to where the news came in and we saw that big push to the upside with that engulfing candle there. But overall, we're back at the highs there for GBP CAD. Price is getting back below, so that either means we're having a false breakout or we're seeing a little bit of retrace. And I think it all depends how price reacts with that trend line there in the market. So if we do hold that trend line, could see some continuation to the upside for GBP CAD, and this bearish move here is just some retrace. Get below that trend line could be meaning a bigger push to the downside and seeing price maybe even tap into this area. Or where the news came in for GBP CAD. Next, we're going to take a look at EUR/AUD. So EUR/AUD is starting to look very bearish here. As you can see, we've taken out the recent lows here. So again, this is a really strong support where we had a big push to the upside. And as you can see, we're taking out those lows. So this could be just a false breakout of that strong move and could see price take back to the upside. And if that's the case, again, we could be in for a bigger move to the upside for EUR/AUD. However, again, the price action is not very clear on the 4H, but in the hourly, you can see we're starting to get strong movements back to the upside, but again, need to wait for closed candles to make our decisions on. But right now, EUR/AUD is still looking bearish, not really seeing any opportunities here. If this is a false breakout and price gets back above that level, could actually see a really strong push back to the upside for this pair, but for now, there's nothing really going on there. Next, we're going to take a look at EUR/CAD. So EUR/CAD is currently one of the trades I'm in a nice push to the upside, but as you can see, prices roll back over and now testing that support again. So again, as long as price holds that support, I'll be looking to hold the trade. If it does break through that support and create some new lows, I'll look to exit the trade, because at that point this support there is failing, so I won't be in the trade anymore, and that could actually mean that we're coming back to this level here in the market where we saw this push to the upside come from. So again, I'll probably might just look to re-enter at that point. So still looking for a push to the upside as long as we hold that support. If you fail to, we'll look to exit the trade there. And also I'm in UCCHF long on the 4H chart, got in at that candle here, the big engulfing candle after this false breakout here in the market. So again, really nice support there, saw a nice push to the upside, false breakout, price closed back above and in a nice long trade to the upside. So looking to see if we can get a nice push to the upside for UCCHF. Back into this level here of support. So previous support will be term resistance, bit of a gap in the market there as well, so could be seeing a nice push into that area. If you do go and break through that area, I'll probably be targeting these highs at that point, and potentially could even see price create some higher highs actually for UCCHF. We could actually be starting to see a bit of a reversal here on the daily, because we do have a lot of upside potential here for UCCHF. So looking to see if we can get a nice move into this area first, and then might look to target higher after that. But just going to see how this gets on. Might see a bit of retrace now, because again we did take out this resistance here, so I could see a bit of retrace into that and then continuation. But nonetheless, just going to see how it gets on for USDCHF and see if we can get a nice push into that area. So those are the current two trades I'm in here. These are the current two trades. So if anyone's in any other trades, or anyone wants me to take a look at their trades, just put it in the live chat and I'll make sure I'll give you some analysis on that pair. And if you want any opinions, want me to take a look at any charts, any time frame as well, just drop it in the live chat and I'll make sure I'll give you some analysis on those pairs. But yeah, just going to take a look at how my trades get on. EuroCAD and UCCHF both long. I'm just going to see how they get on and keep an eye out on some other pairs as well. Okay, so I can take a quick look at USD CAD Okay, so for USD CAD, we had a big push to the upside for this pair. As you can see in the H4, we came and tapped into this area. Price had a really strong reaction and saw a really strong push to the upside for USD CAD. So overall, starting to look quite bullish for this pair. As you can see, we're tapping into very strong areas. Broke back above this area, so previous support gave us a nice strong push to the upside. Fell to the downside, back up again. So again, this will be acting at support. So I think we're going to see some retrace for USD CAD. As you can see with the hourly, we're losing that momentum to the upside. So I think we might see a push to the downside, a bit of retracement, and then could see price come back and tap into that level up there potentially. If we're starting to see a bigger reversal for this pair, get above this level, we'll probably see a reversal at that point. But overall, as you can see, we are slightly bearish. So we could potentially get back below that level here, that support, and if we do, probably going to come back to this support, and at that point maybe create some new lows. But overall, I think this momentum could take us to the upside, so might see a bit of retrace, tap into this support, and if we do hold that level, could see it moving back into that resistance there for USD CAD, because again, we're starting to see very strong injections to the upside, a lot of momentum for USD CAD here. So as you can see, really nice tap into that support, big bullish candle to the upside. Might see a bit of retrace, tap back into the support, and could see the continuation back into the resistance up there. So I think my bias is to the upside for USD CAD as long as we hold this support. If price comes and tests that support and then gives us a nice bullish price action, that could be a nice trade to the upside, maybe test that resistance. But as long as we stay above that support, I think USD CAD, the big move for that pair is going to be to the upside. Get below that level, however, will look bearish again, and I think that could just be a lower high, and then see price come back into that support, and after that probably expect to see lower lows there for USD CAD and take out that level. But as long as we stay above this support here, I think the bigger move is to the upside for USD CAD, and that will be my bias. Get below it, change my bias, and I think we'll come to that support and probably create lower lows. So I hope that analysis helped for USD CAD. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick look at Euro JPY. Okay, so for Euro JPY, we start to turn bearish for this pair. So recently, if I take a look at the daily, you can see this was our previous swing high in the daily. We saw nice bearish momentum come from that level. We've taken out that resistance here, very strong push to the upside. We do have the possibility of having a false breakout here. A very strong push to the upside. That could mean that we could see a very strong push back down again. You can see in the 4H we're starting to turn bearish here. So big push to the upside, pull back, push to the upside, pull back, push to the upside. I was seeing a very strong push to the downside could mean that we could be seeing actually a reversal here. And the fact that we've also taken out this previous swing low here on the hourly as well is looking like we could be seeing a bearish Euro JPY. So I think for Euro JPY, we're going to see move back into this level here, which is the previous resistance. Now will be turned support on the daily time frame. So I think we'll see a move into that level. Might see a bit of retrace first, however, because again we have been looking very bearish here on the hourly. So we do have that previous support. Previous support, now turn resistance. So could see maybe another push back into that level, and if you do hold that, could be seeing further continuation to tap into this level here on the daily chart. And at that point, we might actually see a bigger move to the downside if it is a false breakout, because we could be seeing a bigger push to the downside. But you can see on the 4H, we're starting to see very strong impulsive candles back to the downside, which does indicate we could be having a bit of reversal. So I might see a bit of retrace first, and then I do expect Euro JPY to probably come back and test this support here, and might actually come a lot further, maybe tap into this level here. As you can see, this is where a lot of momentum came into the market. So again, a lot of indecision, and then we just took off to the upside. So I could see the market push back down and tap back into this area. So I think I'm going to say we could be seeing a nice drop to the downside for Euro JPY, simply because you can see the pattern and the impulsiveness is changing in the market. Instead of impulsing to the upside, now repulsing back to the downside, creating lower lows as well. So might see a push to the upside, create a lower high, and then see the continuation back to the downside, and maybe tap back into that daily level. So I think the bigger move now for Euro JPY is to the downside, and could actually be seeing a really nice push potentially back into this level down here, or maybe to at least go and test that previous daily resistance, now turn daily support. So bias to the downside for Euro JPY, but watch out, could see a bit of retrace first before we make that push to the downside. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick look at Euro GBP. Okay, so for Euro GBP, I'm going to start with the higher time frames for this one. So if I start with the weekly, you can see where we are in the market. So recently we've had a big breakout to the downside, key level of support broken to the downside. Price is taking out that level and now looking very, very bearish. But however, we are testing this very strong area of support. You can see very strong move to the downside recently, held at there at support, and a big push back to the upside, showing that a lot of momentum is coming from that area, and that level has a lot of meaning behind it. So again, I do expect it to act as support again and see a nice push to the upside. There is a possibility we could spike below it, get a false breakout, and then see the push to the upside, because again, a very strong area. I normally see really strong breakouts and false breakouts as well. So as you can see here, really strong resistance here to the downside, resistance there again to the downside, big push to the upside, false breakout, and then price comes back down. I'm not saying that we're going to get a move as big as that, probably fundamental reasons behind that, but I reckon key support here, probably going to see a push to the upside for Euro GBP. Again, very key level of support. On the 4H, you can see be moving very, very choppy recently. I think we're going to see a nice push to the upside. However, we might get one more push to the downside first, take out some stop losses before that move happens. If that's the case, you can look to re-enter. But Euro GBP, again, is a very, very choppy pair, so it's hard to trade this one, because again, it can go against you quite easily. So you need to wait for some strong confirmation candles, nice engulfing candles, morning star patterns, to look to enter a pair like this, because again, these small body candles don't play much significance in the direction of the market here. So if you get a nice big engulfing candle, engulfing 2 or 3 candles, that could be a really nice candle to look to enter from, and then we could be seeing a nice reversal to the upside. So I still think the bigger move for Euro GBP is to the upside, and we can actually see a bigger move to the upside, maybe test that resistance here. So previous support will be turned resistance, and see a bigger move to go and test that area. So you wait for those confirmations for Euro GBP, because again, this pair is especially very choppy and quite hard to trade as well. So you wait for those confirmations, but we are hitting a very strong area of support, and we are likely to see a reversal to the upside for Euro GBP. So again, looking for those buys, but need to wait for some strong price action to enter a trade for this one, just because again, the market is very, very choppy for this pair. So again, I hope that analysis helped. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick look at Euro AUD. Okay, so for Euro AUD, like I said before, we did take out this previous level of support here on the daily time frame. As you can see, big push to the downside, found support there, a bit of a double bottom, had a nice push back to the upside here, and as you can see, we've taken up that level there. So again, a lot of stop losses will be below this level, so we could just be having a move to the downside, taking up those stop losses, and then we could be seeing a bigger push back to the upside. But of course, we need close back above that support there here for Euro AUD. Currently, we're still trading below. You can see on the hourly, starting to look quite bullish there. Nice injection back to the upside, taking out that previous support term resistance. So again, this level here closing back above that, so it is showing signs that we could be seeing another push to the upside for UAD. But again, we do need to get back above that level because price could still reject us and we could still fall to the downside, because again, like I said, the overall trend is still very much to the downside here for UAD, and we could easily see new lows there in the market. So need to watch out for that. But if price does get a strong bullish engulfing candle, maybe here in the 4H, could mean that we could be seeing a push to the upside as long as we get back above that previous support term resistance. But if we do have a push to the upside and the market actually holds at this previous support term resistance, so a push to this area here, market holds, start to turn back down, then we could be seeing another push to the downside and the market creates some new lows here for EURUSD. If we do hold at that support now term resistance, we could actually see another push to the downside in the market, just continue in that overall bearish trend there. So again, we still do have two scenarios where price could go. If you see price looking very bullish, breaks through that area, closes bullish there on the 4H above that area, it could be meaning that we're seeing a reversal and could actually be seeing a bigger push to the upside. But if you see a push into that level, see rejection and price falls back to the downside, it probably means that we're probably going to be seeing a continuation of the overall bearish trend, and just see price continue creating new lows as it has been doing since, because again, in a very, very strong bearish trend here. So it just depends how price wants to close here in the 4H. I'd like to work on the close of the 4H because again, has a little bit more meaning behind it. So if you do see a nice bullish 4H breaking through that level, closing back above that previous support, could say, yeah, nice push to the upside. Could be seeing a continuation after this false breakout. However, if you do not see that and see price push into this area, fail to break through it, come back down, it's probably saying we're still in that bearish trend. We're going to see another continuation and could see price actually coming back to the lows again for UAD, and just see price continue that overall bearish trend, because again, the higher time frames, daily, weekly, and starting to become monthly as well, is all in a bearish trend. So I could just be seeing a continuation of that. So you need to be careful there. Important level there, just can see how it reacts with that, see if it breaks or holds. If it breaks, could be seeing a reversal, holds, probably expecting to see a continuation back to the downside. So again, I hope that analysis helped. Okay, so going to take a look at GBCAD. Okay, so the GBCAD starting to look quite bearish now. As you can see, we had a bit of a false breakout, looking like of this resistance here. So very big move to the downside. Take out that level, breaks back in. So we are looking bearish. We do still have that trend line there in the market, so need to watch out for that, because again, looking to sell into that, the market could easily find support there and just continue to the upside and maybe actually create a higher high after that. And this false breakout gets taken out, and we just see GBCAD continue to be bullish. So need to be careful there, but I do think if you get below that that trend line there, see a retest of that, could actually see a really nice push to the downside for this pair, back into the support where we had this kind of choppy price action begin with. And if you take up that level, we could always come back to this level here, which is where we found the news come into the market for GBP a couple of weeks ago, when we saw that big push to the upside. So take out that trend line, could be seeing a big push to the downside, but there's still a possibility that even though we are looking quite bearish here, we could still find support at that trend line and see price continue to the upside and just continue this kind of weak bullish trend there in the market. But if we do keep up that bearish momentum, we could probably actually take out that trend line and again just wait for the retest, and we could be seeing price really come to the downside, potentially to that area there, take out that support. I think we're probably going to come to this level there for GBCAD. But we are coming from a really nice level of resistance, as you can see prior to that. Nice strong move, so we potentially could get a nice move there, maybe even a bit of a double top, and see a bigger move to the downside. But again, just need to be careful of that trend line, because it could easily be a scenario where we have a push to the downside, wick below the trend line, potentially pull back up and just see price continuing bullish, and another push to the upside and some new highs. So again, two possible cases there. Could find support at the trend line, see prices continue to the upside, take out that trend line and we see a nice strong close below and the market holds. Could easily see continuation to the downside, back into the support where we had this choppy bullish price action, begin, or all the way down here where we saw the news come into the market. So key trend line, you see if it holds or not. Holds, continuation to the upside, breaks through, expecting a nice push to the downside. So hope that analysis helped. Okay, so it's just gone 12 p.m. so I'm going to wrap up the live stream in a second, but I'm going to do a quick rundown of some of the pairs that we looked at earlier and see how they're getting on as well, and have a quick look at my trades as well. So AU starts to look a little bit bearish for this pair. As you can see, a very strong move to the downside from this key level of resistance there, support, resistance there again. So could see move back into this support there in the 4H, but again, very unclear as to where AU wants to go so far, as we're stuck between that support and that resistance. If you see a break of this support, probably going to see a move into this level. Break of that resistance, I'll probably anticipate price going back to highs again, and we'll see a bullish AUD and potentially even create higher highs. But right now price is looking bearish, so I'm probably going to expect price to go and test this support there, maybe see a rejection back to the upside. If we do hold, could be seeing price going to finally break through that resistance and see some higher highs, break through it. However, I think we're going to tap into that level there for AU. EURUSD, this one's still looking bearish here. We are testing a very key level of support in the market. As you can see, support there, will be acting as support there as well. So we haven't really had any reaction from this level, but so far it is looking very bearish. Could see a break through it. If you do see a break, expect price to go a lot further. If you don't and we see price hold, could actually see price reverse and actually see a big push to the upside back into the resistance all the way up there. But for now, EURUSD is still looking very bearish here. It could potentially break through that support. USD CAD, we had a push to the upside. I said as long as price stays above this support here, I think price is probably going to continue to the upside for USD CAD. Could see a bit of retracement into that support and then see the continuation to the upside back into that resistance. Get below that support, however, I think price is probably going to come and test this lows down here. At that point, we might actually see some lower lows in the market because again, USD CAD overall trend is very bearish. But again, key support, break through it. I think price is probably going to come and test that area down there. USD CHF still looking bullish here, currently in this trade from yesterday, looking to see if we can continue to the upside. Again, we do have a break of that resistance. This will be turned support, so might see some retrace back into that level, but I'm looking to trade it into that key level of price support. Will be acting as resistance there, so looking to hold that trade to that level. USD JPY still looking bullish here, taking out the recent swing highs in the market. So again, really nice resistance here. Pushed the downside, broke above it. Price is still looking bullish, so actually could be seeing some new highs for USD/JPY. Not too much there on the H1, a little bit indecision, so quite hard to look for any opportunities to buy or sell this pair. Currently are creating some higher highs, so could be seeing some retrace, but again, it's not very clear the price action we're getting in that area. GPUSD still looking bearish here. We're coming back into that level of previous resistance turned support, so it just depends if price wants to hold that level or not. Currently price is still looking bearish, as you can see, so could see a break of that level. If we do, I think we're probably going to tap into this area in the market here. As you can see, a lot of bullish momentum to the upside, create some higher highs from this level, so break through that support, probably take us to that level. However, if we don't and price holds that level, could actually see a reversal there and see a bullish GPUSD. Maybe see price come back to the highs, because again, we are still very bullish in the higher time frames. So GPUSD could be in for move for a bigger retracement if we break through that support. However, if we don't hold, see some strong bullish candles coming back into the market from that level, could indicate that we're coming back to the highs again. And EuroCAD is a second trade that I'm in right now. We're currently testing the previous support that I went to buy from. If you do break through it, I will look to exit the trade. Hold on to that support. We start to see a reversal. Look to see if you can take a nice little swing into that previous resistance there. However, if we don't, because it does look like we might be seeing a break of that support, if we do, we'll exit the trade there. But in the chance that we do hold, could be seeing a nice movement into that support. Break for that support, could see a longer push. So just going to see how that gets on. Might be looking to close that trade soon if it does hit that support. And USD/CHF is running quite well, so I'm going to see how that gets on throughout the rest of the day as well. So currently just in two trades at the moment, just going to see how they get going for the rest of the day. We'll be updating you guys tomorrow during my live stream, so make sure you're there to check that out. But that is the end of the live stream. Thanks again for joining me. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also leave a like on the video if you found it useful. But make sure you join me on my Telegram channel as well. I left a link to that in the live chat and in the description below. So you post a lot of different trading setups there throughout the week, and you don't want to be missing out on that. So make sure you check that out. But like I said, it is the end of the live stream. Thank you for joining us, and until the next one, I will see you guys later.